Good morning, crusty crew. Just kidding. Good morning. Hi. What's up? Okay, so my husband and I are huge Game of Thrones fans, and a lot of our friends are too. And for the last several weeks, we've been going over to our friend's house to watch Game of Thrones, and it's just been really exciting. And you know, as a thank you to them for letting us watch Game of Thrones at their house, since we don't have HBO here, I've just been like bringing snacks and desserts to take with me as sort of like a hey, enjoy, you know, thanks for letting us watch here, you know. And so I've been trying, you know, to just make something easy, nothing like super big, but I've been having a craving for some like really good chocolate chip cookies that are like crispy on the outside but still like gooey and kind of cookie doughy in the middle. You know what, these are kind of talking like Subway, I think, has cookies like this, and I think they're really good. And my old middle school had like the best chocolate chip cookies that were like crunchy on the outside and just like perfect in the middle. So hopefully today, with the recipe that I have here, we're going to achieve that status, and I'm really excited about it. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first is we need 1 cup of softened butter. And for our mixing bowl to not be loose on our standing mixer. Okay, so I have 1 cup of softened butter here. And to this, we're going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar. And we also need 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar. Now, the difference between dark brown sugar and light brown sugar is the amount of molasses that it has in it. It's just like how it's processed, basically. I don't really use dark brown sugar a lot. Like, I think it's really nice, and it has like a more of like a caramely flavor. And when you're like, you know, like reducing things down, or like wanting something to have like a rich, like syrupy, sugary kind of consistency, dark brown sugar is what you want to go with, because it, you know, but I don't really use it a whole lot, well, especially now that like Jake and I have been dieting. I don't really have the need for, which we are still dieting. I've just been making, you know, regular old desserts for the last while, you know, because it was like Easter, and you know, we've just been going over to our friends for Game of Thrones, and you know, not wanting to force people to eat our diet food, you know. Not that it's bad. I made some really good stuff. I just like to, I'm a people pleaser. Oh my gosh. Another thing about dark brown sugar that is like really irritating is that it's so much more stiff than light brown sugar. Gosh, that was like firmly packed down in there. Alright, 1/3 of a cup dark brown sugar. Alright, so we're just going to cream this all together. Dark brown sugar is like a rock in there. Much like I never lock my car, I never usually lock this thing unless it's giving me problems. Yikes. I'm just gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl. So we're gonna let that go for a few minutes, and we're gonna add 2 eggs, 1 at a time, letting them fully incorporate before we add the next egg. We're gonna let this come together until it's nice and smooth. And with that still going, we're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Alright, that is good to go. So now we're going to get our dry ingredients together. Ooh. So we need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I've just been really trying to get into the habit of like sifting everything together. It makes everything so much like more smooth, and you're not trying to like fight with clumps in the batter. So I've been just trying to get into the habit of like using my sieve for everything. Whenever I'm like using, excuse me, and baking with like flour or powdered sugar or anything that could cause the batter to be chunky. Ooh, shoot. Alright, so I already sifted 1 cup, and since my sieve is kind of small, I can't fit 2 cups into this. So I sifted 1 and have 1 here, and to this we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of table salt. So I'm going to add this in 2 batches, I think. So we're going to go. I'm not going to scrape down the sides yet. I'm going to add the second half of the batter, or dry mix to the batter. And when this is about mostly incorporated, I'll scrape down the sides. Okay, so now I'm going to, that's a big chunk of dough. Scrape down the sides, make sure all of the flour is down the bottom, because we want to get everything incorporated. That's a big chunk of dough. Make sure we're getting it all. Nummy, nummy. That's a really good cookie dough. Okay, so this is a chocolate chunk cookie dough recipe. That's right, chunk. So we're going to add 1.5 cups of chocolate chunks. Okay. And we're going to stir these into the batter. This is kind of a wet dough, so that's why I think that it'll be nice and crispy on the outside and like gooey and soft on the inside. Alright, I don't have an ice cream scoop and I don't have a cookie scoop, so I'm just going to use a big tablespoon. And what we're going to do is, as you can see, I have a baking sheet here lined with foil. I ran out of parchment paper and I forgot to get some when I was at the store last night. So what we're going to do is we're just going to scoop. I think I'm going to have to use my hands, but it's so wet. You know what? Hang on. Alright, we're just going to scoop this. I don't know if you can see that, into balls. See that? Yeah. And we're going to get probably 20 cookies out of this dough. So that seems like a bit much. We're not putting these too close together, but we're not spreading them out too far either. 19 cookies, some of them a little heavier than others, but we're going to take about 1/2 cup of extra chocolate chunks and just press them into the tops of the cookies and sort of flatten them out a little bit so they're not like huge balls of dough. So there is our cookie dough. So now I'm going to get a sheet of plastic wrap And I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna let the dough rest in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Since this is such a wet dough, we want it to be nice and cold. Oh my no. She's been so bad about scratching my door frames. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so since this is such a wet dough, we're gonna let it like chill down quite a bit before we bake it. So stay tuned. Okay, so our dough has been in the fridge for about a half hour, 45 minutes now. It's nice and solid. Here we go. We're just gonna place it on this other baking sheet, and I'm gonna try and smush it down just a little bit more, just because I didn't have an abundance of room on this baking sheet. So I'm just gonna try and smush it down a little bit. And I'm probably gonna do just like 2 cookies in a row here. So this is a baking sheet that I've sprayed with non-stick cooking spray. Just gonna put these cookies about 1.5 inches, 2 inches apart, 2 cookies per row. I actually think I'm gonna put 3 cookies in a row here. So these, look at that, those look so good. These are gonna go in a 350 degree, these are gonna go in a 350 degree oven. We're gonna bake them for 13 to 15 minutes until the outside is golden brown and the inside is still kind of under baked and a little doughy. We're gonna flip the tray about halfway through, 8 minutes or so of baking, just so that they get cooked evenly and the consistency that we're desired. I will show you the finished product right here, so stay tuned. Okay, so my first tray of cookies just came out of the oven. I let them rest on the baking sheet for about 10 minutes, just so they were cool and could finish like setting up and baking through or whatever. I ended up baking these probably for the minimum like 13 minutes. My oven tends to run just a little bit hot, so as you can see, we've got like a nice golden bottom. Look at all of those chocolate chunks, and there's a beautiful golden brown edge around it, but the inside is still pretty soft. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That is like perfect crumb. It's not crumbly. I'm gonna try it. Oh my god, there's nothing better in this world than like a perfect chocolate chip cookie. And this is exactly that. Oh my gosh. It's like, oh my gosh. It's so buttery, but it's light, and you can really taste like the chocolate and the vanilla and just like the complex flavor of that brown sugar that we used. Oh my gosh. This is perfect. This is the perfect chocolate chip. This would be great with milk. This would be great just eating a stack of them in front of the movie, just hanging out. I'm so excited to take these over to our friend's house this evening when we watch Game of Thrones. I think they're gonna be a really big hit. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you try this recipe out. Let me know what you think of it. And yeah, until next time.